Okay, Dan Fitzpatrick here, stockmarketmentor.com. And let's look at the chart of the day, which is Robinhood. Okay, look, I first really started covering this stock on this breakout back here. Didn't stay long the whole time. In fact, sold way too soon. True confessions. But this was a really, really good breakout from like a 2-year base. And this was a type of, it was such an obvious breakout when you think about it. I'm just being really, really honest with you. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But this thing had been trading around for so long that then when it finally broke out here, and you look at the volume, this was the most volume here, I believe, that we'd seen. Well, who's keeping score after a while if it was higher than this back in June of 22 or not? Let's just say this was literally the highest volume we saw in years. And then the stock kept going. You know, somewhere around here was a good time to be buying the stock. And we did. But then, again, like I said, sold out way too soon, as it turns out. However, the question is, how do you trade? What do you trade? It's easy to say, yeah, I would have bought it here and I'd still be holding it. Up here, I'd be up almost 300% at one point. Right up here, I would have sold maybe half for a 400% profit. Like, yeah, right, whatever. However you trade is how you trade. But what I'm not looking at that anymore now. I'm looking at this. So this one fell below the 50 like so many other stocks did. And it's really looking like it's formed this. If this is a low, then this is a lower low, right? Okay, so then this would be the high. And then this would be the next low here. So I'll get this out of here. So we'll forget about that. So this was a low. This was a high. This is a lower low. Okay? This was a high. I'm kind of screwing this up, but don't worry about it. I can save it. So this was the breakout that failed. This was the low. Breakout failed. Lower low. Didn't even get up to here. Low, higher low. And then now we're back right up to here. And what this is an inverse head and shoulder pattern just waiting to happen. Okay, so it's pulling back here. And now if we get a move above $50, this will be a high volume move tomorrow. I just don't know which way it's going to go. But if it breaks out above $50, you can really do a measured move on this and look for another $20. And that would take this up past the all-time high and past here. So this is what I'd be looking at tomorrow. And maybe you keep a stop if you like this trade. You keep a stop, say, below today's intraday low of 46. You can keep it tighter if you want. It's a free world. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying that probably the best thing to do is make sure this thing stays above 50 and then just keep a protective stop. But these types of reversal head and shoulder, it's not really a reversal. It's actually known as a continuation head and shoulder pattern because the trend is up. But this continuation head and shoulder pattern, these things are actually really powerful because as they unfold, okay, this sure looks pretty nasty to me. As they unfold, traders give up on the stock, as they should. Okay, this is horrible. And then this comes back up here. Oh crap, it failed. So this thing is unfolding. It's still a stock that you want to stay away from. So there's every reason to look at this as the end of the trend. And then I discussed in our training session tonight, the strategy session, about how when a stock does something that it shouldn't be doing, that's really, really good information. And so now it's still below the 50. The 50 is drifting lower, horrible, bad. Stay away, stay away. Then it comes back up. And now it's still bad. trading in a range below the 50, in between the 50 and the 200. Nothing about this to like. And then suddenly this is back above the 50. I wonder what's going on there. Now we're up here. That's going to fail. And then we get this today. And so this is literally right on the cusp of telling the market that this was all one big buying opportunity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert right around 52 bucks. I'm going to set an alert right around 52 bucks, and then I'm going to get hit when this alert goes off. Okay, so that's what we're doing there. Members, check the strategy session. By the way, if you're not a member, I certainly welcome you to join. But one thing I want to mention, I covered a lot of stocks from my StockWatch app on Monday, specifically IPOs. And so I'm going over, I think, about 4 of them in the strategy session that are really working well. So if you want to check those out and you're not a member, just get on a free trial and then you can. Okay? That's all I got for you. I hope you all have a good evening. Let's go get them tomorrow.